DC PACE is a financing program launched by the DC government, which gives district property owners access to affordable and long-term financing to fund clean energy projects that save money and cut pollution, even as they create local jobs and build economic development. PACE is an acronym that means Property Assessed Clean Energy, and the DC PACE program works by letting district property owners repay the cost of green building improvements on their annual property tax bills. Because DC PACE lets you finance the full cost of eligible improvements with no out-of-pocket payments, it helps property owners cut the cost of energy and water bills today, and then uses those savings to repay the investment over time. To show you how this all works, we made this video to tell you the story of a local brewery that was developed in an older warehouse in immediate need of a new roof and wished to install and own a solar system to capture the tax benefits and valuable SRECs, but did not wish to increase their balance sheet debt for these improvements.
Right Proper is best described by our mission statement. Right Proper is a responsible, community-focused brewing company creating soulful, intentional, balanced beers presented with brilliant hospitality and a touch of whimsy. Right Proper has 2 locations. Both are located in historic neighborhoods of Washington, D.C. The production brewery is located in the Brooklyn neighborhood. It's a historic neighborhood, mostly residential with a little bit of industry and a little bit of retail. The brew pub is in the Shaw neighborhood of Washington, D.C. It has one of the most rich cultural histories of any neighborhood in Washington, D.C. It's been a center of Black art and culture and music for over 100 years. The project itself was, we were presented with a problem. We have a 6,500 square foot building that's one level, big, long, flat roof that is south facing. So that means it gets a lot of sun, especially during the long, bright summer days. The building was absorbing a lot of heat. Given the fact that brewing beer is a very energy intensive industry, it takes 5 glasses of warm water to produce 1 glass of cold beer. With that knowledge, we wanted to install solar panels so we could recapture some of our energy consumption and reduce the energy load of our business. We engaged a company to build out a solar system that consists of 160 solar panels on our roof. And then we built a solar canopy out front that holds an additional 28. It's a 65.4 kilowatt system, and it's producing on average 50 to 55,000 kilowatt hours of electricity per year. So we had the vision and the plan for the solar project, and PACE really made it happen. We were able to secure PACE financing through our bank. They really made it seamless. It was just an extension of the relationship we already had with them. The benefits of having solar are numerous. In DC, we're able to sell the SRECs. It's another source of income for the business, selling the solar credits. It also reduces our overall power bill. And going back to our mission statement, it is the responsible thing to do. We have this space. It's a space that has a lot of potential to generate a lot of power with the use of solar panels. And so it's almost a necessity for us to make a move like this if we want to adhere to our mission statement. And then it's also wonderful for marketing. We're able to say that we produce beer using sun power. We use the hashtag solar-powered beer, and that generates a lot of buzz. Learning about the DC PACE program, it was like a godsend because we were pretty underfinanced when we opened. We were really strapped for cash. It's a hard industry to get going off the ground immediately. And so when I decided that I really wanted solar, it really should be part of our identity, and that it was a shame that this building was not being used for something like solar energy production, I was like, oh God, how are we going to afford to do this? Are we going to have to raise money again? And is it really going to be worth it? As we started talking to installers, about what it would cost, they told us about PACE. A light switch went off and we were like, oh my gosh, not only can we do this, but we can do this now. The CPACE financing was attractive because it seemed to be well thought out. The fact that it's not adding a lump sum of debt to our balance sheet. All of the payments go through our real estate taxes. So essentially it's a operating expense. It makes our balance sheet look healthier and it's easier to absorb on a P&L statement. For a capital provider, we were very happy that we could work with a small community bank, the same bank that handles all of our business banking, rather than a larger institution. C-PACE financing, when you learn about it, you almost don't believe that it really exists, because as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, we are constantly looking for funding and financing solutions to the next thing. It's an amazing source of funds. Your brain gets kind of geared towards just one or just a couple different financing solutions, and how those look. And it's really cool to learn that here's a new way of doing things, that you can actually get this done. And something that at once seemed an impossible project now is doable.
So there you have it. This is just one example out of tens of millions of dollars in real project needs that have been met through DC PACE financing. Depending on your jurisdiction, PACE can fund projects that improve efficiency in electricity, gas, and water use. It works for projects that generate solar power and cogeneration. With PACE, you can update buildings for resilience in a disaster with battery storage, or rebuild for better public health and indoor air quality, or reduce environmental impacts by preventing stormwater runoff into local rivers and streams. Just about anything that cuts your use of resources, lowers your utility bill, or contributes to a healthier planet can qualify. Whether it's a commercial office building, retail store, hotel, or restaurant, if you manage a multifamily apartment building or a house of worship, we can work with you, both nonprofits and private companies alike. DC PACE is just one more way that a clean economy creates economic benefits and builds a stronger community. And Washington, D.C. is not alone. We are working with our partners in the state of Maryland and the Commonwealth of Virginia to create a regional alliance of PACE programs called the Mid-Atlantic PACE Alliance to make PACE available for any building owner in the region who wants it. Whatever the challenge, we look forward to working with you toward improving your building performance and setting a course to build a greener national capital region together.